you said, is Tata's, and we're going to put out a graphic which will tell you why. The one key point I'm focusing on here is essentially the role of LIC. Remember, all 6 or Tata listed companies where Mr. Mistry is the chairman, LIC, except one, which is Tata Chemicals, LIC is the second biggest shareholder. TCS, yesterday everybody was saying is a foregone conclusion. Well, the verdict is as per consensus, but the way it is panned out is a little different. LIC has abstained. LIC did not vote as far as the Tata TCS EGM is concerned. The reason it matters, Ekta, is because the way this vote is going to be decided is that 51% of people who are present and voting have to side with the resolution for the resolution to pass. In this case, the resolution is for Mr. Mistry's ouster. So 51% of those present and voting have to say yes. If a large shareholders are like LIC, what is the signal that is that it is sending out? There are various interpretations. You talk to different people and they'll give you different interpretations. Some will say, well, LIC did not want to weigh in. They did not want to go against the dominant shareholder. Others say, well, you know, if they voted, they could have voted 50% of their capital in favor of the resolution, 50% against. But what use was that? So, I mean, there are various kind of, the view depends on who you really ask. But what I have done for this purpose is looked at 2 scenarios for the other EGMs which will follow, which is Indian Hotels, Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Chemicals and Tata Power. 2 scenarios, LIC abstains and LIC votes in Tata's favor. The numbers are on your screen. And this is the percentage share capital which Tatas will need for getting their way, which is Mr. Mistry's ouster. You know, I think if you drill down to at a very simple level, because the rules are such, if a large shareholder abstains, they are essentially siding with the dominant shareholder. Because what happens is the numerator, the denominator, for the purpose of calculation, get reduced, and hence the dominant shareholder finds it easier to get his way. Of course, it becomes a little harder than it would have been if the large shareholder, which is LIC, voted with the parent. But even if they decide to abstain, like the numbers show, you know, they are in a way putting their vote with the dominant shareholder. I mean, you know, indirectly, effectively is what I mean. So the numbers are on your screen. Indian Hotels, if LIC abstains, the parent, which is Tata Sons, will need 8%. Tata Steel will need 12. In the case of Tata Steel, the parent will need 12.6. Tata Motors 7. Tata Chemicals 18.5. Tata Power about 11.3% or so. And of course, in the case of Tata Motors, for the purpose of calculation, I've added the 1.7% which Tata Sons has bought from the market. So that is something which we need to kind of remember. And of course, the third column, if LIC supports Tata, I mean, you know, the resolution should actually sail through. If LIC abstains, the numbers go up a little bit, but they go up in favor of the vote is the abstinence still goes in favor of the dominant shareholder, which is the Tatas.